Let's take a look at the chart action for Chainlink. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how we have this downtrend right here. We're testing that. We're going to look at the Chainlink to Bitcoin chart. It looks like we're getting a breakout on that. We're going to look at the total crypto market cap, how that's moving up, and how we're looking at 3 trillion. Alright, let's get into this video. Alright, here's what I'm looking at on Chainlink. Let's delete everything and start from scratch. So what I'm really looking at is this downtrend right here. We have resistance and we have resistance. Let's do a trend line going to the downside, something like this. And as you can see right now, it looks like we're testing this trend line we're coming into it and we're really close to it right now. I think if we could break this trend line going to the upside with some momentum, we might be looking at a pretty good move for Chainlink. We have support down here and support all right here. Let's do another trend line on the bottom. We'll do a trend line right here. This kind of looks like a triangle pattern going like this. We're bouncing in between this resistance line and this support line. I would say maybe we could target from the top to the bottom of this triangle and drag this to the breakout, and we're looking at a target of approximately 44.44. I think the first levels we're going to want to look at, as usual, are the previous resistance levels, and this one is sitting right here at around 34.93. I think if we're going to want to watch this level when we start to come in contact with it, if we can break out with some momentum, I think this level might give us some resistance and we might have to kind of retest the trend line that we formed. But if we could break out of this level, maybe we can target this triangle pattern target. We have resistance right here and resistance right here. That's why I'm kind of looking at this trend line. I think we could do another trend line, something like this. So let's drag this line out. So I think we're going to be wanting to watch around $35, this area right here where this trend line is sitting. We have support right here and we have support right here. Let's drag this trend line going out, something like this. So maybe if we come up, get rejected on it, this could be the line that we'll be looking at to get support back on and retest and maybe get a break to the upside and start heading up and trying to retest this previous top over here. In general, we have some different levels that we could be watching. We have a resistance zone right here. We have a resistance zone right here. And then we have another one up here, in my opinion. It looks like we might be breaking out of this one right here, heading to this area or maybe this area. I'll be targeting this area in general at around $35. And if we could break out of $35 area, I'll be targeting this area up here at around 52. Let's see what happens within this triangle pattern if we get more bounces on it. If we form this triangle and then break to the upside, maybe we could even target from the top to the bottom over here, drag this to the breakout, and that could give us another target to look at. Maybe we'll be looking at a target of around 51.87. If we jump over the Chainlink to Bitcoin chart, we've been in a big downtrend like this. Actually, we have resistance right here and resistance right here. We got a downtrend going to the downside right there. Until we break this downtrend going to the upside, I'm assuming that we're in a downtrend and it's going to continue to give us resistance. And we've also formed some other downtrends. Let's delete some of these other lines that we don't have to worry about. So right now we're on the daily time frame of Chainlink to Bitcoin, and we have this other downtrend going something like this. It looks like we broke that downtrend going to the upside. This could be a good signal right here for Chainlink that it's possibly going to move up and maybe retest this trend line right here. This trend line comes from this resistance and this resistance. So we have another downtrend right here. We have multiple downtrends, let's say. We have this big one, this resistance and this resistance, and then we have this one, and then we have this other one that we just broke. So we just broke this one, going to the upside. Let's see if we could retest this one. Maybe it'll do something like this and we can keep getting support in this area. That's pretty much would be ideal, or at least it would be good for Chainlink. So if it could bounce like this, break this trend line going to the upside, then we'll see another move. Like I was saying though, I think even just generally breaking this move right here, I think we're probably going to see a little move on Chainlink today. In general, if this chart is moving down, that's good for Bitcoin, and if this chart is moving up, that's good for Chainlink. Just my opinion though. If we go to the total crypto market cap, this is what we've been looking at. We have this cup and handle pattern. We got a breakout to the upside right here. What I was doing is really looking at this resistance and this resistance. We have a trend line going sideways. We broke out of this trend line. And so what I'm doing right now is targeting 3,000. We got a cup and handle pattern like I was saying, and we could target from the top to the bottom of the cup, drag that to the breakout where we broke out of that cup handle. Right here, we broke that to the upside and we're targeting around 3,000. So we have an uptrend going like this. Let's see how long we can keep this going to the upside. As long as we're on this uptrend, I'm going to be targeting this 3 trillion target. and it looks like we're getting pretty close. Right now we're at 2.68. We broke the all-time highs on the total crypto market cap, which is awesome. Like I was saying, we really wanted to break out of this area, and then now we'll kind of see what happens when we start getting resistance. If we can, we'll kind of see what kind of resistance zone we form in the meantime. I'm not sure where it's going to stop, so maybe we'll form a resistance zone up here, and we'll have to kind of come down and retest, or I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. In general, let's check. In general, I'm pretty confident about this 3 trillion target. But at the same time, let's watch this trend line right here. We're getting support on it. Let's see how long we can keep going, getting support and moving to the upside. I think if we break this trend line, maybe that might be a signal. We might be just going sideways and have to consolidate for a little bit. But it also might be a signal for a correction, and we might have to retest this bottom trend line like we did in this area right here. So yeah, we're going to want to keep an eye on the total crypto market cap. As long as the total crypto market cap is moving up, that's going to be a good sign for crypto in general. Okay, so jumping back to Chainlink, I'm on the daily time frame and we have resistance right here, resistance right here. I'm watching this trend line. That's the main thing I'm watching right now. I think if we could break this trend line going to the upside, we're going to see a nice move. I think the next target, or what I'll be looking at targeting next, is probably around $35. Or I'll be looking what happens in this area right here. It's possible that we get a correction, but it's also possible that we break through it. I do think Chainlink is on my radar today though, because it does look like we're really testing that trend line. In my next video, we're going to be jumping over to Matic. It looks like we're testing the top trend line right now, and I want to talk about that with you guys. So click on this video here, and I'll see you in the next one. If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up button.